So after this first 3 months, when I came back from Christmas holidays, which I went to spend with my family in England, I went back to see the psychiatrist and she started me on some medication for ADHD, which is called Strattera, atomoxetine. Now, I'll make some separate videos about this because I get a lot of questions about it, but it is not your stereotypical ADHD medication, which used to be things like Ritalin and Adderall. Now, these are stimulants, which means that they treat your ADHD and your impulsivity by giving you a stimulant drug which focuses your brain, because your brain is then put into a higher speed and it then focuses you. So they they have a lot of side effects. The same way Ritalin is very similar to cocaine in its effects. Adderall is an amphetamine. So Adderall is very similar molecularly, chemically, to amphetamine, and ecstasy is a type of amphetamine as well. So they're all part of the same family, you know, they buzz you up like this, and because of that they have a lot of side effects: insomnia, mood swings, lack of appetite, and a lot of things like that. So they're not so great, and they also don't help the person at all. They just mask the problem. They solve the symptoms, but they don't solve the problem. Now, what atomoxetine does is it blocks the noradrenaline and the noradrenaline receptors, and so it blocks the noradrenaline from being reabsorbed into the brain. So what happens is that you or I always used to feel like I had so much adrenaline inside of me that I would wake up in the morning and I would be literally pumped to get out of bed, basically. And that's what my natural state is like. I feel just wired all of the time, far more on drugs sober than when I'm on drugs, without a shadow of a doubt. And so what this does is, I remember I took it for the first day and I took a 20 milligram dose, and the drug can take a couple of months to build up in your system. So it's a really slow release because it's changing your whole brain chemistry. And so I took it the first day, and I remember experiencing this kind of slight mental quietness that I'd just never experienced before. And I thought, wow, that must be the drug working. And I was pretty excited. And then that just slowly vanished and disappeared because the dose was so low. And then after that, I tapered myself up every couple of months. I tapered with the psychiatrist's advice, obviously, tapered up 20 milligrams till I got to 100 milligrams, which is the maximum dose. And when I got to 100 milligrams, I started to feel just great. Not great, but I just felt in control. My impulses to do all kinds of stupid things, my impulses to take drugs, my impulses to drink alcohol, my impulses to have sex, my impulses to put myself in danger, they all just kind of dampened. So I would still get the impulse, it would still arrive to me like that, and there'd just be a millisecond filter which would just slow me down, and I'd think, don't do that, that's a stupid idea. And it saved me a lot of grief. And it was, you know, it's fantastic. And so I'm going to make more videos about this more specifically, but I'm going to cut this video now, and then we'll move on to the next part of what happened after this. Thank you.